Yep. Okay, that's just okay. So Justin TV is actually basically a streaming platform. They actually host all your streaming servers, and you're able to use it as a platform to stream from whatever you're recording, like what you see on the Justin TV, right? And they allow you to actually stream to a channel or a broadcast station.
I see. It sounds cool. Might be something which I might use in the future. I don't know.
Yep. I mean, it's open, it's free. Go ahead, anybody can use it. It's I do it quite often for the podcast because I do quite a number of podcasts myself, right?
I see.
Right. Yeah.
It's streaming okay now. It's not lagging anymore. It's fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Okay.
I think it's probably just my machine because I'm using two different networks. I'm not sure which network I'm on at the moment in time.
Okay.
All right. So,
No problem.
yes, we are here to talk about your startup. We are here to talk about startups. We want to find out a bit more about your background, your involvement, how did the startup come about, and stuff like that. Yeah, I think as we go along, I think there should be questions coming out from everywhere, including Ustream. Sorry.
Okay.
I used to use Ustream, now it's called Justin TV.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's start with your background. Wait, I didn't know you as Ewing. What's your full name? And what's the name? What do people normally call you? Is that your name?
I like to keep that confidential. No, that's okay. My full name is Ui. It's Ui Yu-Wing. And people call me Yu-Wing. And then my screen name is actually Evo because it's the initial of my name, and then nobody remembers Yu-Wing. So I decided to make a short form and call it Evo. So people find it hard to forget Evo because it's the car, right?
Yep. Well,
so
car enthusiasts will not forget it, but what about non-car enthusiasts?
The ironic thing is that I don't have an Evo. So I'm an engineer, and a mechanical engineer. I supply equipment for steel mills for the past 3-4 years. And recently, about 2 years ago, I started getting involved in this in blogging and social media. And then then I saw all these startups coming up, and I found it pretty interesting that people can create something out of nothing. So and then they all try to solve a certain problem that's floating around, right? So I tried to do that as well.
Right. So
this startup, which good.
Now before we go into that, let's give a bit more about your background. What's your role? Do you program and stuff like that?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I wish I slept less in programming class last time because now it's like I don't program. I just come up with all these ideas, and I try to I throw it down, but then it just doesn't weld together. I need to get somebody to code it and to sit down and write out the actual codes. See?
Right. So how old are you?
Must I answer that?
Or is that a secret still?
Must I answer
for all the ladies out there? or you're taken,
I'm 28, coming up 29 this year.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm 36.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Since we're exchanging information, after all. So what gave you the idea of starting FongFeiKei?
The idea started somewhere at the end of last year when I was trying to buy tickets to Bali. Actually, there's actually a salsa festival going on in Bali in March March 24th to 28th, and it was in December when I tried to get tickets. And then I realized that I couldn't get the tickets which I wanted. So I was thinking, what if there was somebody else who bought tickets before that and couldn't make it for the event and couldn't make it for the flight, right? And then if I was able to buy those tickets from him. The trouble is there wasn't a platform that anybody could do that at the moment,
right?
At that time. So then I started to think about not just air tickets, but also things like movie tickets, and then movie tickets, concert tickets, and then I realized, we are in an environment in Malaysia where everybody tends to, not show up at the last minute.
Yep.
It's a very common thing it's a very common thing in Malaysia. So,
hence the name FongFeiKei.
Hence the name FongFeiKei. It started off as a fun thing actually. It's a hobby thing. So, but then I realized that after talking to people and sharing this idea with people, that they say that this is a brilliant idea. Why don't you do something more substantial out of it?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, okay, let's just start with the Twitter handle, and then just play around and see what happens. And then it turns out that that I went on to Twitter, and then I realized that there's a lot of information exchange going on about tickets. People selling tickets and people wanting tickets. But the trouble was, these people don't meet each other at the right time, or at the right time.
There's no matching of these people. Basically, they do tweet about it. There's some people that that doesn't know on Twitter.
Correct.
Although you can crowdsource it, and that's why hence of all the retweeting and all that.
Correct. And then retweeting is like throwing a piece of meat into a farm and hope that a crocodile comes and takes it off. That's a bad metaphor. But you're just throwing something into the wild. You're not. You're just hoping that somebody will latch onto it, and it doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
for those who do not know, FongFeiKei in Cantonese is actually the direct translation is to let go aeroplane, which is to stand somebody up, right?
That's
basically.
Right. That's right.
And usually we on Twitter and IM and previously during RRC there's a hashtag or a tag we call FFK, right? FongFeiKei. And you FongFeiKei me means you stood me up in the Asian context or Chinese context.
Correct.
Right.
And so FongFeiKei will be understood by lots of Chinese. The trouble is it's Cantonese, so majority would be KL Malaysians, Singaporeans, and maybe people in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
But elsewhere they don't know what FongFeiKei means.
Yep.
So if we were to talk about more international grounds, right, then we would have to think of something, do a sort of a rebranding. So I actually bought the domain fongfeikei.com, right, and at the same time I also bought the domain ffk.me. So FFK sounds more generic. It doesn't sound so Asian, you see.
Right. So there's actually one of my questions was to see how we're gonna address the whole international market with FongFeiKei. Even FFK itself at this point in time is very Asian context.
Yeah, correct.
And it's very still, still, I mean, probably people in the region would understand and probably easier to know. But I know that there's a good start anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Just that, what will your strategy be, moving people? Because there are a lot, because on last Saturday, when we talked about it, they were saying that even in Australia and in New Zealand, New Zealand, there are actually people selling things like that online. Not selling, more like providing last minute, tickets online as well. Yeah. But there's more of a clearinghouse. Basically, they couldn't finish selling the tickets. They're actually putting out stuff like that.
Those would be the ticket brokers themselves, right?
Cool. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm also saying in that form is that you'll probably be competing with these people as well, because the people who couldn't finish selling tickets versus people who have bought tickets but cannot make it.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Yeah. The whole the key feature of this concept of this idea, right, is a matching algorithm which we have.
Mm-hmm.
So what this matching algorithm does is it compares what's available and what people want, and then it will see how much these two items are like each other, and then if they are like each other through this calculated figure, right, then it will send a notification to both parties.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say I'll just give an example. Okay. If we're talking about say Maroon 5 concert that's happening next month, right?
By the way, Starwing wants a pair of tickets. Can you help him out?
Starwing wants a pair of tickets? No, I want a pair of tickets from Starwing.
Oh, okay. You heard that, Starwing? He's online anyway. Yep, carry on. Yeah.
So yeah, so so an example is Maroon 5 tickets, right? And let's say I bought this, I bought a pair of tickets, and then I realized I can't make it for the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then so happened another person who wants these tickets but couldn't buy these tickets in time, right? He put in a request into FongFeiKei.com.
Right.
So when I go to the site, then I dump my tickets there, because these two are matched by their name, their location, and their prices, and their price. The other person will get a notification that I've put something into the system, and the other guy will know that he can get it from me, like that.
Right.
So that will happen via internal notification and email as well. So right now, as far as I know, eBay is doing it as well, selling tickets, but they don't have this matching algorithm there.
Yeah, basically eBay is auction, right?
It's either auction or you
It's
can just
it's
it's a
not.
one-off sale.
Yeah, it's no different from putting up the touts, or well, I wouldn't say touts, but what's the other word for it?
Scalpers.
Scalpers, yes. That's the same word I forgot on Saturday. So, yeah, scalpers who actually come up. I mean, it's no different from them saying, I've got tickets, who wants to get highest bidder wins, that kind of thing. And I've got a time limit, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, you say you have a matching algorithm behind it, you're actually developing the thing.
Yes.
Where are you now? I mean, I remember seeing it, the page being up, but opening for beta invites or something like that, and then
correct.
Now it's off again.
At that stage, it was still in private beta, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was some bugs and stuff which we realized that we had got to fix it, and we can't issue any more invites.
Right.
So took it down. Of course, the splash page is still there. You can just put in your email and then sign up for a newsletter, right?
Right.
But the system has been brought down to fix these bugs.
Right.
And once we're done with these bugs, then we release it again, and then then you can get your invite then.
All right. How long was that?
Sorry?
How long do we need to wait?
Probably for another a month or so.
Okay.
About a month or so, yeah.
All right. So how many people are you working with at this point in time?
Right now I have my brother's is the co-founder.
Okay.
His name is Eugene.
All right.
And
okay.
I have a project manager who's looking after the development.
Okay.
And of course I have the developer, and I have one or two other not yet but potential partners who are pretty good at marketing. So they would develop this revenue model which we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're looking at about 5 people like that.
Are they all your co-founders, or they are working for you?
Well, no, the only co-founder is my brother.
Okay.
And the others are just they are working for me, at least during the setup stage.
Okay. And so in this case, your developers are people you hire, I suppose.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are you funding this at this point in time?
At this point in time,
if you can share that, I mean.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's just I basically listen to lots of advice, and then they all say go bootstrap. So I bootstrap.
Okay.
I'm going on a shoestring budget. I think it's the safest way to do it, because you don't know how the people will respond to it.
Yep.
So if you get funding and give lots of promises to people, you get 100,000 like that, and then you don't deliver, then you have to scrap the whole thing.
Okay.
It's pretty disappointing.
Yep.
So I decided to go bootstrap. I'm personally funding this myself. Me and my brother are funding this ourselves.
Okay.
And we develop a basic package, the basic core components there. And after that, we try to sell this idea to people. And then with our 2 revenue models, right, if we get good response, then we will get more funding, which would be used to develop more fanciful stuff like mobile apps, and native apps, stuff which really pop,
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, who are your competitors? Or what do you see in your landscape? Or you don't see anyone as a competitor?
Well, to be honest, I think my biggest competitor would be Twitter and Facebook.
Okay.
Because they are the main channel for throwing all this information around.
Mm-hmm.
The trouble is, along with this ticketing information comes a torrent of other information.
Mm.
So the ticket sellers and buyers, they have very small chance of actually meeting each other there.
All right.
So those would be the direct competitors. But of
Right.
course, they are a different thing, and I'm a different thing. So I would say the more indirect competitors would be like eBay, like sites like eBay, lastminute.com or things like that.
Mm-hmm. So
But
are you,
those again, they don't really focus on user to user communication.
Mhm.
They're a lot about ticket resellers to users like that.
Right. So, and then there's one more thing that before we get a bit into the features and all that and what
Okay.
you're planning, there's one more thing that was mentioned last week. Friend of mine, Thomas, was saying that scalpers actually has an advantage where they are at the site, you are ready to buy, and therefore it's easier for them
Mhm.
to almost make the sale because they are already there. They are able to set the price that they want, and they're able to sell the tickets. I think almost a captured audience because those people who goes there are prepared to see the show. They are there, trying to find tickets and stuff like that. Therefore, scalpers might have a bit more advantage over this. But are you addressing that kind of markets as well?
Actually, when it comes to scalpers, right? Uh, I think whether with or without our presence, the scalpers will still be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's something which we wanna compete against, because I think it would be virtually impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Because our service and our features, right, they're all very web centric. So physical intervention would definitely uh, how to say be an advantage, like
Right.
these scalpers. But if you want to buy a ticket from a scalper, you have to wait to the last minute when you're there, and those are for the really big concerts. But what
Mhm.
about smaller events? Things like musicals that are not so famous. Things like that. So the scalpers won't really camp there per se. They'll be camping at the bigger events.
Hmm.
So if you were to talk about user to user trading tickets for smaller events, then
Mhm.
this startup would really stand out, because scalpers don't go there; they only go to the bigger events.
So yeah, that's the other thing the guys brought up as well, where they see the system or last minute or not really last minute, but tickets that actually big ticket items, big shows
Right.
are the one who are probably a market where these people will actually go and buy because people will definitely want to go and see it. The demand is there, so and sometimes tickets are all sold out, so they're looking for people who are dropping out, right? So
Correct.
only bigger shows will actually have that kind of traction and
Yeah.
demand,
Yeah.
and not the smaller shows. So the guys were saying that it's probably meant for shows that are bigger than
Uh-huh.
than the last minute ones than the smaller ones itself.
Oh, I see. I see.
Mm.
I see. Well, I think in a sense, this system would allow people who actually want to go to see the show
Mm-hmm.
to actually plan it in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Because to rely on scalpers, it's a really last minute thing. If you
Right.
go there and you find that the tickets available are not the ones that you want,
Mm-hmm.
then it's as good as not going for the show at all. But using this system to get the tickets from other sellers ahead of the show would pretty much allow you to plan the show, so you don't have to face disappointment and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely that's one. I'm just saying that the people are looking forward to the demand for more tickets, or rather last minute tickets, or sorry, rather the tickets that are unused.
Uh-huh.
A bigger demand for that because people want, like, for example, Maroon 5. People are looking for tickets to go.
Uh-huh.
Switchfoot is coming to Singapore, I think next month or May, I'm not sure.
Right.
And I'm sure tickets are probably going to be sold out by sometime, in a few weeks' time.
Yes, yes.
And people who really want to see and doesn't have tickets are probably hanging on to the site and looking for the deals to happen, right?
Correct, correct, correct.
So let's go into a bit of the features that we can see.
Okay.
Of course, right now I don't have a beta, so I don't so I'm going to rely on you to actually tell me
I wish I could.
what are we going to use? What are we going to see?
You mean on the site features?
Yeah.
Okay. Once you enter, okay, it's gonna be pretty verbal, so I hope you can visualize this. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, we will definitely do this again when we actually see the site live. So we just want to give a preview of to people what people are going to expect. Why this system is going to be kick-ass system for everyone to use. Yeah. Go.
Okay. Okay, let's create a scenario. You say Switchfoot concert, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the scenario which you are looking at is where somebody is you're looking for tickets, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it has to be before somebody finds the tickets there has to be somebody who has already posted those tickets there.
Mm-hmm.
That means somebody who can't make it for the show for the concert has already went to the site. So let's take one step back and look at that guy who can't make it for the show. Okay.
Right.
So he can't. Okay, Mr. A can't make it for the show. He goes to the site, then he sees there is an interface there, and then in this interface you can key in details such as the event name, your asking price, the location, and additional comments if you want. So whatever is input into the interface there will be posted into the timeline. And at the same time, you can choose to post it into Twitter as well. So instead of going to Twitter and post your details there, you post into this system, and it also gets posted to Twitter. So that way, people who are watching your timeline in Twitter will see the post there.
Right.
So after your post in Twitter goes down, and then that's when other people cannot see your tweets anymore, right? So if Mr. B comes along and wants those tickets, and he goes through Twitter and he doesn't see anything there, what he does is he will go to our site, and then he will go to another interface, a second page called which we call wanted. That's where you post the tickets that you want. So then you post in the event details like Switchfoot concert and your asking price and your location. So after you do that and you post it, it will the system will search through the database for anything that's matching with it, right? And
so are you gonna do some natural language searching, or just gonna search by keywords?
No, searching is just like searching is filtering more or less. But this searching actually happens after you post your request there. So when you post your request there, then the system will filter will take that item and compare it to whatever's in the database, and then it will find the closest match, and then it will notify both parties.
Right.
So Mr. B, after he posts it into the system, right, then within a few seconds, he'll find that there's a match. So he'll get notification through the internal system as well as through email that there's something that's available that's like what you want. So he will see details of what's available, which is also Switchfoot concert by who is the poster and whatever price that person is asking. And then through the system, he can he can private message him, or he can just tweet him through Twitter that way.
So are you going to create forms, different forms for different type of last minute deals that you're trying to make?
I'm sorry?
Like, are you going to make different forms or different way to capture all this input? Because, like, for example, a concert last minute tickets would be very different from, say, a plane ticket going to somewhere, right?
Correct.
Right. So, I mean, if you want to do a search, you either do two things. One is a natural language search, or just a keywords filter search, where you have everything, and sometimes you ask the person to describe in a text box kind of thing.
Okay.
And you're trying to search, trying to have some intelligence, trying to see what he's trying to mean, and match it to the actual thing that people are actually putting out to sell.
Yeah.
Right.
When you post,
or are you setting it, like, for example, in a form where you can control a lot of components like what kind of tickets do you want? Concert tickets. If you want concert tickets, then you have to key in the name of the show, the time, where it is, and then you do a matching based on those fields.
Yes. The second option you mentioned was is the right one.
All right. Okay. So if you're doing a form based, right?
Yeah.
Would it be then you have to create different forms, not just categories but forms, because every ticket will have a different one. Like for example, a concert ticket will be very different from a plane ticket where it actually notes destination, origin, destination, time, fly in, fly out. I mean, as in departure, arrival, and departure, arrival time, departure, arrival, departure and arrival time, on which flight and stuff like that, which is very different.
That's correct.
Data points is very different from a concert data point.
Correct. Yeah. Well, right at the moment, all our form fields, right, they're the same regardless of which type of tickets. It could be movie or concerts or air tickets. Right now, the form fields we have are all common. But what we can do is, what we already have is there's a drop down there. You can choose the category of the tickets, and what we can do in the future is in this drop down list, if you select air ticket, then additional form fields may appear like that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But at this moment, we are keeping it simple and just have just a few simple, basic, essential form fields. That's it.
So,
but that's a good point there. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I used to do e-commerce for a big, large airline company. Yeah.
For example?
Malaysia Airlines.
Hence the grilling, right?
Hence the okay. So my background, I am a technical. I'm an enterprise architect,
right?
And a consulting manager for
I'm surprised why you didn't start FongFeiKei.com yourself.
Oh well, there are so many things to start, but I'm not. Well, it didn't come to me. Last minute deals was a great idea. In fact, I think Groupon may fail.
Oh, you think or you used to think?
No, I think that Groupon is a bubble. It's probably gonna burst anytime.
Oh yeah,
because I've been talking to a few people where companies are finding it hard to fulfill all these group deals. 20, 30, like whoever's putting up the deals, right? Like for example, a restaurant giving out 50 coupons to everybody at a certain price, and they find it hard to fulfill because everybody comes to them at a very cheaper rate. Although yes, they're getting all this traffic, but they're losing money in terms of the coupons.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't really know whether they can sustain or not, but assuming they can sustain, right? I still feel it's bad for their business because it really devalues their product by going so cheap.
Exactly, and if you're starting off as a new service where nobody knows about you, I think it's a good service.
Yeah,
it's a good way to go. But people do not know you. But that also depends on what you said with branding, right? How do you want to brand yourself?
Correct.
If you're just looking for foot traffic, I think that's the best way to go. There are other ways to do it right now. Of course, I've got a friend who started up something called a chalkboard. But we'll get into that later. But anyway.
Chalk as in CHALK board, right?
Chalkboard. Yeah, they're actually a location-based ad distribution. Yeah, so
I've heard of it.
Yeah, they're on TechCrunch 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, correct.
Yeah. So
I saw the article as well.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about it. We kind of mentioned it a few times. Then last couple. I mean, I was on 2 podcasts this week that talks about it. So yeah.
How many podcasts do you do at?
Well, I've got 3 on the belt, and once in a while, 1 or 2 will pop up occasionally.
I see.
I'm building about a few more podcasts at the same time.
I see. That's a daily thing or what?
There's a daily thing, mostly our weeklies. There's only one daily, yeah.
Right, okay.
This is going to go into the daily thing anyway. So
cool.
Yeah, let's go back to the features, right? So we are saying that you can actually sign up. You can either sell or you can try to find tickets for what you're looking for, right? For those who want to sell, of course, they'll be setting time limits and whatever. If you look at it, it's very much like Craigslist, except that it's more controlled in that sense, right? And it's also very forum-like as well, because a lot of people in the forums are using a lot. Like if you go to a photography Club Snap and There's the one run by Shaolin Tiger, which I forgot at this point in time. Sorry, I'll come back to you on that one. You'll remember. You'll come in and come back. That what they do is they put on a forum, they post WTS want to sell.
Okay.
Nikon lens, blah blah blah, and then because it's very easy, very open, people just do a quick filter search, and they'll just look at what are the articles that comes out, and they'll just pick one that actually that fits, and they'll talk to them and stuff like that. Right. So it's very similar to that, except that you're now putting it to a very structured form.
Yes.
And it's supposed to ease people to get all these last minute deals, lah.
Yeah, and then of course, it's when it comes to things like events, right? I mean, if you talk about lenses and cameras and things like that, these are things that won't run away. So there's no actual urgency to notify each party. But when it comes to events, right, then it's important to have notification feature. As soon as possible, the person must know who wants to buy or wants to sell them something like that.
Okay, yeah, true. But wouldn't your system be able to use for the non-urgent system as well? I mean, you can put a timeline to be later, like a week.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
You can also. Yeah. You can. And then, if you like, you can just put it, like you say, a week or 2 weeks ahead, and then you can see what kind of response you get. You may have in one day you have 20 people or 30 people who want the item. Then the possibilities are endless. You can see how many people actually want your item like that.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we get that nailed down. It's very simple. People sign up to sell or to buy, and then there's notifications. And I expect that one of these days a mobile application will come up, and whatever you're looking for, WTB wanted to buy as a holder. And then when somebody actually wants to sell something and it actually matches, it will send you a notification through the text message or push notification or something like that.
Yes, and can I go into some features of the mobile?
Go ahead. Yeah, go.
Okay, and of course, when you have this running on your mobile, right, it only makes sense to know where you are and where these event locations are relative to your location. So, like all other startups nowadays, we're gonna have geolocation included in this app. So, for example, somebody releases a ticket that you're looking for, and then you can see it in the list how far this is away from you.
All right.
Yeah. And
how far the seller is from you?
There will be two. There will be two parameters. One's how far the seller is from you, and how far the event location is from you.
Right. A lot of people do not want to know that as well, or do not want to tell people.
Well, that's up to them. They can say that this event location and ticket location is at the same place.
I mean, ticket okay.
Yeah, or there will be scenarios where let's say I'm selling tickets, right? But I cannot go to the event. I'm in Subang, let's say. Okay, and then the tickets with me in Subang, but the concert's in Bukit Jalil Bukit Jalil Stadium in Bukit Jalil.
Right.
So you're gonna have to talk to let the person know where to collect the ticket, then where to go for the event.
Right. So if you make an app that actually lists down all the people who are using the app near you, and they're able to detect, or rather find where you are within the group, within the crowd, because if you go to the concert place, it'll definitely be a lot of crowd. There'll be a lot of people there lining up, or people getting tickets, or people trying to just hang around before the things open. Having an app that, a few blue dots showing the location where you are would be kind of simple to have. Then you actually can, when you it's like a finder app, find your friend or find your scalper app, in a sense. In a sense that you can look at the phone and you can see that.
Actually, it's not supposed to show the location of the phone. It's supposed to show, when you specify the ticket availability, right?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that I understand that part where when you put in the ticket address or whatever, which is near the stadium, is somewhere at the stadium, right?
Uh-huh.
But what I'm saying is that what if the crowd is there and people lining up? There are a lot of people hanging around just waiting to come in,
Uh-huh.
like going to a football stadium, right? Where there
Okay.
are tons of people there. How
Yeah.
do they find you?
Oh, then, well,
How
that will
do
be
and
that will be left.
most of the time that the people don't know you, right? And they haven't
Well,
seen your face.
actually, no, that will be left to private message. We have private messaging in the system, of course, and they can message each other. Meet where and what time, that kind of thing.
So let them sort it out.
Yeah,
So
they'll sort it
say that,
themselves. Yeah,
yeah, I'll be there. I'll be at this location on this
yeah.
date to sell the tickets.
It's gonna be hard to create an app to babysit them to meet each other together like that.
Oh no, it's not hard.
you, well, you can do it. Can you do it?
Well, there's this app called which I use. It's this app called I Am Here.
No way.
Yeah, it's an app called I Am Here. Basically, what it does is very simple. You tap onto it, it actually opens up the map. It actually shows you where you are,
Uh-huh.
and then you can do one or two things: SMS or SMS or email.
Okay.
And then what it does is that it will copy the link, right, into
Okay.
the SMS or copy the link into email and it sends it off, and
Right,
it tells
okay.
you where your location is.
Yes, but
I know the iPhone is not completely accurate, but
yeah, correct. So most phones won't be able to tell you exactly where you are, right? So you could be within 50 meters or 100 meters of that.
yeah,
Not that.
but what I'm saying is that when you're near, when you're actually out in the open, it could get quite accurate in that sense, right?
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So and then within the blue dot and the red dot kind of thing, red dot is where you are. No, so blue dot is where you are. Red dot is where you want to be.
Okay.
You can actually kind of sense the distance or roughly know where you're sitting or where you are hanging out. Selling the
Okay.
tickets, right? So
I guess I can try out the app one day.
sure. I'm just saying that it could be a virtual scalpel. Or what I'm saying.
You're saying I am here. I am here. Is it?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here is the app.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Maybe one day I'll try it out.
I've used it a couple of times. Basically, I was gonna meet a friend. She was gonna be late, so I just used that app. I said, okay, I'm here. And every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, say because the person is late, I move from one location to another. I just keep message. I email her, keep putting in an email and say that I'm here now. I'm here then. I'm here somewhere else.
Okay.
So that eventually, if she's on the way and stuff like that, she actually find me.
I see.
So that's what I use it for. So actually, it's quite. And if you actually opens up a Google Map link onto the iPhone,
Okay.
right? So it actually can tell exactly how far are you from me.
I
In that
see.
sense, yeah. So it has been done before. It's not really that hard. I mean, it's not new. It's not new.
Actually, I know. Actually, I'm not a very old school guy, but I'd rather do things like hi, I'm next to the toilet. Come find me there. That kind of thing.
Agree. I don't disagree. I'm just saying.
But I will still try the app because you recommended it.
Yeah, I actually use it quite often
Uh,
myself. Right. So let's dwell a bit more into that, right? Those for sellers and buyers when you do a matching. Are you okay? So here's where we can, if you can, go into a bit of the revenue model. Are you taking a cut from the ticket sales?
well, actually, for this, if it's meant to be a community-driven based service, you see. So there is always this genuine need for people to to try to give to exchange tickets with somebody else for real genuine purposes. So because it's supposed to benefit community, so we don't want to charge for user to user transactions, but but sometimes there are limits because if you FongFeiKei 2 or 3 tickets, that's fine, or up to even 5 tickets. But you don't normally FongFeiKei 5 tickets, right? You don't take 5 seats in the cinema. You don't take 5 seats in the stadium.
Right.
So if it's more than 5 tickets, it looks like somebody's trying to make a profit somewhere. So if that's the case, then it's no longer community based service. And that's where we say, okay, if you want to sell more than 5 tickets, then we're going to take a cut out of it, like that.
Okay, so it's based on limits.
Yeah, based on limits. Above 5 tickets, then you start charging a certain commission for ticket sales through us.
Sure. What happens if I've got an account and I create 10 entries for the same ticket?
Then I don't. We won't allow double posts for.
Well, I can say Well, if it doesn't allow double posts, I can also create 10 different people, but I'm the same person to post 10 different times.
That's a good point there, but we're gonna have to have some sort of mechanism that has to verify the user first. In that sense.
Okay. But I mean, drawing on the whole community thing, then it might get a bit more sticky, lah. Because the whole basis of Twitter is that we trust you. You create a profile. We don't. I mean, there's no verification except for email link.
Yeah. Correct.
Right. And then you create an account. That's it. That's the profile that you're creating.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what kind of verification? I'm going to go into those eBay stuff where you gotta be a certified gold reseller. You gotta send me your driving license plus your proof of address and blah blah blah.
Right. I haven't got into that kind of details yet. So.
Something to think about.
Yeah, something to think about. Correct. We'll get into that. Maybe the next podcast we'll have updates for that.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to see what else. I mean, it's an interesting concept. Seriously. Yeah. I would love to have this because sometimes I book tickets for movies online. And because they only have one entry, like 12:50, I assume it's 12:50 p.m. When it's actually 12:50 a.m.
I've never done that before.
You never done that? Okay, great. I've done it like 5-6 times. I looked at it. Good enough. It's a good thing that they do change the tickets for me on site, right? But
if you're booking, you don't need to. It's not really something which you paid for, so it's okay to just let it go, right?
Yes, but I could still sell it, right? I mean, it's 12:50 a.m. I'm not gonna stay up for that. So I mean, to recover some money.
Okay.
I would say, correct. I would just put it up and say, oh no, let's sell this, and people want to pick it up. Fine, I don't mind. I paid $10. You want to pay $6 for a ticket? Go ahead.
Yeah. The other way this system works, right, is all the scenarios we use just now were of people actually looking for something, looking for a certain specific ticket, right? On the other hand, you can use this the other way. Instead of searching for something that you want initially, right? What you can do is you can browse. If you're at the location, let's say some shopping mall, Pavilion shopping mall, right? And then you have 2 hours to kill. You don't know what to do. So if you just turn on this app, right, on your phone, you can see what's available near you, like that.
Okay.
Events that are event invites that are near you, or some great deals happening somewhere that's near you, and then you say, hey, I've got 2 hours to kill, why not just go and do this? So on the app you will accept this, you will say, I want this invite, and then you just go for the event.
Okay, so you're also offering free events.
Well, it's all up to the users. They can offer free events. Free invites. Say it's an opening ceremony for some restaurant, and then they have like, I want to open up 30 invites to whoever wants to come. So they just issue these invites on the app itself, and then whoever's nearby and turns on the app, they'll see that restaurant is having this issuing invites on FFK, and then I can just click on it and say, okay, I want to go for this event. Then I'll just join it like that.
Okay. I mean, there's a possible scenario, but that goes somewhat against the FongFeiKei concept, lah.
Well, yes, but you can always tweak your model.
Agree. So what I'm saying is that are you looking at defocusing a bit of this as well?
Well, the call function, it will always be there. It's a place where people can, exchange tickets, transfer tickets to each other. The call function will always be there. It will always remain as that purpose. The existence of the site will always remain as that. And then, but if volume of users get high, and then, there will be additional demands from the audience as well.
Right.
So we can leverage on that for to use these features for anything.
Okay. So you mentioned you got 2 models. Are you looking to expand, or how are you going to expand that?
As in expand further than
revenue. Sorry, you have 2 revenue models, right?
Right.
One of them is to actually charge for bulk ticketing.
Yeah, correct.
Right, and do you have any other models besides that? Because bulk ticketing, if it happens, it happens, and then of course you got to sort out the the people who are trying to cheat the system by creating 10 accounts,
Yes,
all that
correct.
stuff, selling 4 each.
I will look out for user
Well-
Mike Phone next time. Mike Phone
Well,
1, 2, 3 until 10.
that's right. And I can sell 4 at the same time because your limit is 5, so I can sell about 40. By the way, I've got like what, 15, 20 different Gmail accounts.
Right, okay. So Mike Phone 1 to 20, I'll look out for that.
Unfortunately, they don't all use my phone. So that's one of the problems you might have, and one of the revenue models. What's the other one? Ad driven?
Well, the other is something which we don't want to talk. We don't want to
Okay.
talk too much about right now
Mhm.
because it's fairly adventurous. It's fairly ambitious,
Mhm.
and it could be explosive. And we don't want to
Jump the
tell
gun.
so much
Understand?
for two reasons. One is we don't want people to know about it so much, and second reason is we don't want to disappoint people.
Sure.
So
Sure, but
when we're really confident about it working, then the whole world will know about it.
right. I still suggest that you talk to some people in confidence
Yeah.
about the revenue model, so that you get a perspective of how that works
Yeah.
in the market. Yeah. Cool. I heard you presented this at webcam.
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay.
Well, I
How-
was. You probably hang out a lot with Niao, right?
No, I don't.
On planets.
I'm in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How often do you come down to KL anyway?
it used to be as often as once a month.
Okay.
So I haven't been back for the last few months.
Okay.
But I should be back in April. No, and April, yeah, and April.
Cool.
So yeah,
Make sure you hit me up when you're here.
Sure, definitely. I mean, I'll definitely go and visit Mr. Niao. So Mr. Wuhan, actually.
Is he watching this?
I hope so. No, I don't think so.
Starwick's watching this.
Yeah, and he still won his Maroon 5 tickets.
No, you got it all reversed, man. It's me who wants those tickets from him.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, he said he has 2. I said I won 1. You still haven't said anything yet. Fine. Yeah, I mean, I definitely am looking forward to see you guys succeed. I mean, it's definitely a great idea.
Oh yeah.
It's deal. Of course, this deal base, how you can actually sort out some of these issues. I think it'd be quite good if you can figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, we are looking at possibly using this same matching algorithm to match deals instead of just tickets. You see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of potential.
Oh yeah.
I know you're using it right now for a last minute ticketing thing, but that's where the name came from.
Yeah.
I guess you need to figure out all this strategy on internationalization or whatever.
That's correct. Actually, things have been pretty exciting for us lately because it's a lot on we are pretty much on Twitter now. We haven't actually figured out how to optimize Facebook for this because Twitter seems to be a more popular medium to shoot all this information about tickets. So we're pretty focused on Twitter now.
Not completely, but yeah, carry on.
And so for the past month, we've been really looking through all these tweets about tickets and events and stuff like that, and then we actually successfully matched many people together, like manually on Twitter.
Right.
And then they're very happy. We made them so happy. We've had followers who they I think they love us more than they love their boyfriends or girlfriends.
Well, yeah, I know you get
just
them.
today. We had 4. I call it endorsements because they basically just announced on Twitter, I love you guys, blah blah blah, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then just today there was 4, and then there was it was for Michael Bublé tickets. It was for and also Super Junior as well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Definitely get a lot of love for that.
Yeah. In fact, we know someone who's selling a pair of Michael Bublé tickets. You want some?
No.
You sure?
Not really. I was there when Michael Bublé was singing in Singapore because I had another meeting nearby. And it cost me. I couldn't find parking. The stadium was full, and I was supposed to be at a restaurant next to the stadium.
Uh-huh.
So it took me like half an hour just to find a parking spot.
So you were near him, but you weren't at the concert.
Yeah, I was like within a kilometer away
Okay.
in the same radius.
Okay. But you guys are lucky. You have so many concerts. It's crazy.
Yes, they have to. I mean, Singapore is a small company.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I
small
think
nation.
KL is catching up themselves pretty much.
Yep.
There used to be a time where nobody went to Malaysia for any concerts at all.
Right.
And just this year, there's so many, and it's good for us because it means traffic for us.
Right. Yeah, because most of the people are already down in Singapore. Making a hop to KL is not that hard.
That's correct. Yeah.
So that's why I know that a lot of shows are actually hijacked on the way.
Hijacked the way in what sense?
Yeah, basically, people find out that like a lot of times Singapore announced that these are the people coming for the Singapore shows.
Okay.
And so what they do is that they say, hey, since you're coming down to Singapore, why don't you play up with us as well? And sometimes these deals get done very late, and you don't get an announcement till like 2 weeks before they actually comes up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like the previous experience was this band, which I forgot, but it's like at first they were not going to be in KL, and then they were supposed to be in Singapore only.
Okay.
And then after a few weeks, you kind of hear the amount nearing to the date where they're going to come. They're going to come to Singapore. Okay. They announced that they're going to be in KL.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like, oops, where did that happen? Because I got friends who actually bought tickets for the Singapore one.
Maybe so they canceled the Singapore show.
Exactly. No, they didn't cancel. No, when I say hijack, basically they didn't cancel. They just write on the same thing. Say you're already down here in Singapore.
Yeah.
We'll pay you to perform. Plus, we'll pay for your ticket from from Singapore to KL and back. Cheaper.
Yeah, make double double.
Yeah.
The same journey you travel to this region here.
That's right. Well, it's good talking to you. We are hoping
Thank you very much, Mike.
to catch up with you more on your the next version that you guys come up soon, because I'm hearing that you say you have a lot of people trying to asking for all this stuff anyway.
Yeah, there is, and we've been getting pretty good, not just from the public, but as well as investors. Because when I pitched at webcam, right. Then later on, we spoke to a couple of people, and then they find that they want me to apply for funding from them. Right. Basically, we are looking for a lot of angel investors. Our preference is angel investors over VCs, actually.
Of course.
Yeah, and so they are pretty keen to to buy into this idea.
Yep.
And that really makes us happy.
Big potential. Cool. All right. Thanks. So, this has been a good discussion with FongFeiKei. Of course, they're quite new at the moment. They're still developing and they're on their way. I think they would be able to come up with something quite interesting and exciting in hopefully a month or two, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So those online, you can stay on. Don't worry. I'm just gonna. Just turn on the feed. Turn off the feed on the internet. Well,
I'll be here.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Hey, no problem.